Love Whenever Do. I remember that. And then Amistad. Yes, you go way back in a lot of things.
Yeah.
What's the difference between film and television for the both of you?
Wait. I thought we were supposed to be 4.
You are. They're starting with you, and then they're going to add more.
Okay. What was the difference between
videos, film, and now television?
Oh goodness, videos obviously, shut up and look good. Films, well, obviously, films you're able to show a little bit of your craft or your, and what else?
Just how different it is with the preparation and.
Oh wow! I mean, it's night and day. I mean, video you don't really have to prepare. I mean, there's nothing to prepare for. You just have to show up. Films, you obviously have to comprehend your text and have to be able to comprehend enough to, organically tell the story.
With television?
Television. Oh, right. That was the third. Television. Well, first of all, I'm coming to understand television. I'm starting television. This is my first television show, and certainly I love the way they're able to create, this world in no time, and for the audience to dive into it. Certainly. Let me have the first experience with television. I'll tell you more next time.
Looking forward to it. And Jason, being in film and now television, what's the difference for you?
Just trying to figure a way to extend in a character beyond a 2-hour arc. For 30 years out on stage or movies, I map out a guy in 2 hours. And now playing someone who not only you have to extend that, but you're not quite sure what his middle or end is going to be, is interesting. And also, I think after being an actor for so long, it forces you into the present moment, which is good because we all get caught in our own patterns, our own strengths, and our strengths after that amount of time become our weaknesses, really. So this is a way to put you in the
profound, man.
You take it.
That's really good.
That's it, man. That's all I got.
You dropped some wisdom. That was good.
So, with incorporating all of these new characters into season 2, what's the dynamic going to be like? Is it going to be completely different? How big of a change is that going to be?
Blake's premise is so right for this. What I loved about it, I kept on saying, my God, we have all these people that are asleep, and we're going to wake them up, and you're going to learn about them, and they don't know what's going on, and where they came from, and why were they picked? Why are they here? All of that stuff it's amazing. It's like finding your destiny, each of these people. So it's so ripe for flashbacks, for having 2 time frames going at the same time, having the old cast and the new cast all intermingling in different time frames. It's just a rich, organic way to constantly keep your eyes new on this, seeing it through the eyes of the newest person that's walking through, or the person that has been there a long time, and see the contrast in their struggles of what is this giant moral dilemma mean. And it's new for Jason's character, as it's new for the audience, because they're experiencing Wayward Pines anew, and they're seeing it through his eyes for the first time. And we have that tool. We have that in our toolbox. We can do that anytime we want, and everyone will have a different perspective on what it means to be the last of humanity. And
I don't know if you remember, we were joking around and we were like arcing out the how the story goes all the way to the end. And like, then we could wake up someone like, what if we woke up Ludacris? Remember this? What would his reaction be to see everything? So we were having fun about it. Yeah. But we went with the very dignified cast.
One of us.
So Wayward Pines itself as a community was kind of this experiment to recharge humanity. Was it the only one of those type of communities?
How dare you? How dare you? No. Yes, yeah, it was. That was a big question for me as I was hanging out with the last book in the trilogy. It was like, well, what if there were more? There's always the
the tendency with this idea to go push beyond, do the next thing, and make it even bigger. But what I came back to was it takes away from what makes Wayward Pines special. There are others out there. What's special about it is it's the last, and this is all there is. And there's a restrained power to staying with this one town, mainly staying inside the walls of the fence, and having these very quiet human moments with the weight of what this actually is, sort of as a backdrop against everything.
I mean, that is the first sellout instinct of all time. Is that right there? That's a whole nother spin-off. That whole other group. That's the premise is what the power is. That's it. Why are you not leaving? Why can't I leave? What's going on? All of that stuff. And if there was another out, I mean, it just deflates our integrity so much. So we were very dogmatic, as you can tell, about that. So yeah,
These are very much
But
the
it's in a
conversations
way
we have.
inaccurate about the people of Wayward Pines, though, because the people of Wayward Pines do think that there's another world outside.
They want some.
We do.
hope. You hope.
We hope.
Yes, you hope.
You hope.
Now, what about childbearing this season?
Yeah, we were just saying, the thing about
That's why they brought me back.
Stud. We call him the
Doctor
stud.
and the duster.
He's a doctor. He's playing doctor.
Goodness.
He's not really a doctor.
Something about to happen.
Wait. Yes. So what's fantastic about his premise is that, and it's really, you can have so much fun with it, but it's actually a really interesting psychological thing, which is, in a group of people that are the last people, what are the moralities and the habits? It's not what right now we're supposed to contain this group, this 7 billion people on the planet. We have to act in a responsible way and contain ourselves. That group needs to expand exponentially. So, like a fun premise is that teenagers are, all of them, they just want to have sex all the time, right? They're supposed to. Now nature's saying, yes, go, knock yourself out. Yeah, what are you two kids doing in that room alone? I don't hear any noises. Let's go. It's like the reverse, like sex ed classes. How many people are having sex? Okay, why aren't you having sex? It's like everybody needs to follow your instincts. So it's like the flip. It's like the bizarro world of our world, but weirdly in sync with nature, right? So it's really like, this is the weird one with kids. Don't touch anybody. I know all you're thinking about is that. Don't you touch anything.
There should be a whole poster. Safe sex is boring sex. In the schools.
So, but it's a fun way to have a really interesting conversation about, wow, we're actually this weird organism that continually has to restrain our instincts for the greater good right now, because there's 7 billion of us. But if there was only 1,500 of us, what would be different, and how would morality, there would have to be an order. These are the things that his character really struggles with, because he's bringing the value systems of today to a wartime situation and saying, hey, you can't shoot that woman. It's with a child, you can't shoot it. And they're going, it's a war, right? You can't risk 30 people for this one person, and that's a fact. We can't have these kind of soft moralities, because those moralities were meant to keep the status quo, whereas they're about huge expansion.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, gentlemen.